To break this down for us, I'm joined here in the studio by our International Affairs Editor, Philip Turle. Philip, what more can you tell us about what indeed is in this report?
Well, if you look at even the facts about this hearing, they're quite unique. 1 million documents looked at, 1,000 witnesses, an 18-month inquiry and 10 televised public hearings. And this is only a 160-page summary of what is going to be a several thousand-page report, which is probably going to be released tomorrow, Wednesday. So let's look at these four main charges that have been levelled against the former President Donald Trump. The first one is inciting, assisting, aiding or comforting an insurrection. That was to do with the storming of the Capitol building. The second one, obstruction of an official proceeding. That is to do with the presidential elections. The third one, conspiracy to defraud the United States to take that election win away from the US. And the fourth one, conspiracy to make a false statement, which basically means that he was lying about the fact that he didn't think that he'd lost the election when he knew that he had lost the election. Of course, I'm talking about Donald Trump. So this is very serious, and these are very serious charges which have been put forward by this committee, which is made up of 7 Democrats and 2 Republicans. The Republicans have already hit back, saying that it was totally unbalanced. These were biased Republicans against Donald Trump. This select committee was not putting forward an unbiased look at what happened on that day. The big question now is, what is going to happen next? Is the Department of Justice in the United States going to take any notice of this? Will the Department of Justice accept the findings of this committee and then pursue Donald Trump when it's already holding an investigation into what happened on January the 6th? Or will the Department of Justice take no notice? I think what is happening here is that this select committee is trying to put down for the record what they have found out about the events of January the 6th last year. They're pushing the Department of Justice to take action. And it's going to be quite hard for the Department of Justice just to sweep this under the carpet and say, well, look, we're not taking any notice of this at all. But we have to wait and see what they decide to do now.
Now, the Capitol riots are not the only legal worries that Donald Trump is facing, is he?
No, they're certainly not the only ones, and this is just another log in the fire, if you like, for Donald Trump, as he's already announced his bid to run for president in 2024. There are the White House records. Remember that raid on his Mar-a-Lago house back in August, when dozens of documents were seized, including 325 classified documents that he should not have had in his possession. There are his financial affairs, there are his tax returns, which are due to be examined. He's been trying very hard, Donald Trump, to prevent these from being made public. There are also allegations of election interference when he pressurized the election officials in Georgia to obtain 11,700 extra election ballots so that he would win that election in 2020. That was fraudulent behavior, as also occurred in Arizona. And there are even greater challenges for him over sexual misconduct allegations. There are a total of 25 women who have accused Donald Trump of sexual misconduct over the past year, since the 1970s, in fact. And for him, it looks even more difficult because a new law has been passed in New York, which allows women to come forward if they think they've been victims of sexual misconduct by Donald Trump, even if this happened years ago and no longer falls into the judicial legality of proceedings to be held. So that is also something with many women expected to come forward and say that they were also victim to what Donald Trump did. So the bottom line is, well, how is Donald Trump reacting to all of this? Donald Trump has said this is nothing and this is just a bid to stop me from running. But if you look at his opinion poll ratings, they're not looking very good for Donald Trump. He is, at the moment, 58% of Americans say he's unpopular, and only 39% say they think he's popular. So more worries for Donald Trump, I think, on the horizon.
Philip Turle, thank you for that analysis.